Welcome to week 9 of the Ruby5 swim training plan. This training plan is where your journey to 5 kilometer confidence begins. I'm Coach Ray. I am a triathlon and swimming coach who specializes in coaching beginner and recreational athletes to achieve their sporting as well as their health and fitness goals. And in this training plan, we're targeting recreational swimmers building towards the Ruby5, a 5 kilometer swim around Ruby Island and Lake Wanaka. Now, if you're a triathlete and you're wanting some bike and run training as well, I've got something at the end of the presentation to take you through. And if you want a strength training plan that complements your swimming, then wait until the end of the video as well. There are options for that too. So week 9, we're going to continue to develop that aerobic efficiency. That is the number one key thing that will determine your success at the Ruby5. So we're going to be continuing aerobic conditioning, but there's going to be a mix of some intensity work and some technique work throughout the week. Let's have a look at how the week's going to unfold. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday are swim days. Session 33, session 34, session 35, and then the Big Daddy, session 36 on Saturday. Friday is our stretching day, 30 minutes. Now, last week's video I filmed a few weeks ago, and I did not realize that Thursday on last week's training plan was going to be Christmas Day. A lot of swimming pools, if not nearly all of them, are closed on Christmas Day, and you may need to have shuffled your week to successfully fit that in. This week, we've got New Year's Day on Thursday. Once again, not all pools are open on public holidays. If you do need to move your week a little bit, I suggest moving session 35 to the Friday and the stretching to the Thursday. So Monday session, 2,600 meters with a focus on threshold intensity. Tuesday session, 2,300 meters, a lot of sprint work in that session, focusing on the VO2 max. Thursday or Friday, depending on when you do it, 3,000 meters of a threshold intensity. And then in the weekend, the long swim, 5,500 meters. It is long, freestyle focused endurance intervals. Let's have a look at session 33 in detail. Like I said, a threshold intensity is the main focus here. Starting off with a 400 meter warm up, 6x50 drills with a 15-second rest interval, and then a set of 15 by 100 meters with only a 15-second rest interval after each rep, and then finish with a 400 meter cool down for a total of 2,600 meters. Moving on to Tuesday's session, another 400 meter warm up, another set, 6x50 meter drills, 15-second rest interval, and then we've got a series of 24 50-meter sprints. Take a full 20 seconds rest after each sprint. Try and be as consistent with your pace across all 24 of them as possible. Don't absolutely smash some super fast ones in the first few and then fade towards the end. Recommend being cautious with the first few and being able to maintain, potentially even getting a little bit faster towards the last few reps. And then another 400 meter for a cool down. Total of 2,300 meters for this session. Now, Thursdays or Friday session, depending on when you do the session. Once again, a threshold focus, starting with a 400 warm-up, 200 meters with the pool boy, 8x50 meters drill, 15-second rest interval after each, and 6 300-meter reps with a 30-second rest interval after each. A shorter 200-meter cool down to round out 3,000 meters all up. Session 36, the Big Daddy, an 800 meter warm up, 10 by 50 meter drills, and then 4 by 1,000 meters, each with a 60-second rest interval after them, a 200 meter cool down for a total of 5,500 meters. That will start seeing some results as we get closer and closer to the Ruby5. Now, those of you that were after a strength training plan to complement your swimming, I've got a link down below for my Swim Power, Build Strength for a Faster, More Efficient Stroke. Now, this is a gym-based strength program that is periodized over the duration of the program. There are a couple of different variations depending on whether you've got the time and the ability to have 2 strength sessions or 3 strength sessions. So make sure you have a look at those programs. And if you're wanting a swim plan for another distance at the Ruby, send me a DM. I'm easy to find on Facebook, on Instagram at coach_Ray_NZ, or send me an email, coachray@coachray.nz. And I've got options to help build your fitness over the time remaining. And if you're a triathlete and you're wanting a bike and run plan to complement this swim plan, once again, send me a DM, send me an email, and I've got options to build your fitness depending on what other events you're targeting. Are you doing Challenge Wanaka, or are you doing Sprint Nationals up in the North Island? What else are you training for? And we'll make sure we get the most appropriate training plan for you.